Yeah.
We're here with Queensland Reds fullback Jock Campbell, coming off a win against the Melbourne Rebels last Friday night, and heading over to Suva to play a always tricky game against Fijian Drua on Saturday. You're up.
Yeah, well, Jock, just off the last couple of weeks, couple of real strong efforts there. Just how have you viewed how the last couple of weeks have gone?
Yeah, it's been good from our perspective. Obviously had a bit of a lull in the middle of the season, so it's good. The last 4 weeks we put some strong performances together, which is what we needed really.
So what has it taken to get you guys out of the, I guess not slump, because it was all close losses there, but to be able to actually close out these closer games? What was sort of the turning point in just how that sort of clicked for you guys?
Well, we did a lot on personal responsibility on your own game and on your own errors, because a lot of the errors were individual and not really game plan wise, or they were very individual based. So that was a focus, especially after the Moana game. But we also looked at our game. We're obviously learning like how Les wants us to play, and I think at the start of the year we're playing a lot of footy and a lot of ball in hand, and then teams sort of cotton onto that, and we struggled to I guess attack against like a 14-1 sort of defensive structure. So then we sort of looked at how we can sort of flip the pressure and attack in different ways by using kicks and stuff like that.
And to lose Harry though as well, I mean, he's been one of the standouts all year. What does that do for you guys? Like, are you guys still confident there are the troops here to be able to get the job done by the end of the year?
Yeah, of course we're super confident with blokes like JB, both JBs actually, sort of fill that position, and then hopefully we get Seri back soon. So we've got plenty of cattle, but obviously also has a big loss. He's a bit of a talisman for us in terms of his carries and just his energy he brings. He's a bit of an enigma around the team as well. So yeah, he'll be a big loss, but I'm sure he'll be around the team and doing everything he can to help us.
Has he been since the setbacks? I mean, he'd really played himself straight into a Wallabies jumper with the way he's been going. He might, I guess, still be fit for that part of the year, but how has he been tracking just with this sort of setback?
I actually haven't seen him since. He obviously went into surgery. I think it might have been Sunday or Monday or Saturday. So he's just recovering at home. I think it's his first surgery, which is pretty miraculous, being a footy player and playing so many games. So obviously that's new territory for him, and I'm sure higher honours will be fine.
That's pretty remarkable for a guy who plays as tough a brand of footy as he does and has done for a few years now to never have had to get a surgery. So I guess there's a good hope that this won't really phase him when he does come back, but I can imagine it's a pretty challenging period mentally when it is your first one. Like, have you sort of gone through those similar things, and what helped you get through your first major injury hurdle to not have it affect your career moving forward?
I suppose it is. It's a good thing that it's his first, and obviously there'll be challenges with obviously not being able to train and play. I think with the nature of his injury being an arm, he can still do a lot of things, so it's not super debilitating for him. But yeah, like unfortunately we have guys that have had some serious injuries a few times, and I know he's already called a few of them to ask like what to do and stuff like that, so he's well on top of it in that respect.
And with no Geordie as well for the season, like those are two huge losses for the real business end of the season with the guys that do come in. I mean, does the game style have to change at all with the new guys coming in, or has this team been drilled in a way where whoever jumps in does a similar sort of job to the blokes who have had to go out?
I don't think it will change too much. Obviously, like the people that replace someone like a Geordie and a Harry, you can't really play like those type of guys. You got to play your own way. So Les is big on adding your own style to the game plan, and I'm sure the guys that'll come in, as we've already seen with last couple of weeks with Geordie being out, they'll play their own way, and they'll help the team still with the game plan that Les has.
And looks like you got a nom for Player of the Week as well after your Rebels efforts. How have you viewed the way your own season has progressed, particularly now that you've got a real extended run in that fullback jumper?
Yeah, I'm been happy with my form lately. A bit up and down to start with, but I guess that's footy really. I'm just focusing on what I can do for the team and how we can sort of get a good positions and hopefully sneak into the top four.
There's a couple of fullbacks that have gone down around the Australian game. I think Max Jorgensen may be still one that's out injured as well. Have you caught yourself dreaming of a Wallabies recall at all, heading towards the middle of the year?
Obviously, it's the end goal. I don't really look at someone getting injured and it doesn't perk me up or anything like that. Like obviously that's in the back of my mind trying to get a gold jersey, but I sort of just focus on my own game and stuff like that.
A couple of weeks ago when Joe Schmidt was up for media, he unpromptedly talked up Tommy Liner as a potential to be able to come into that as well. It's a pretty rapid rise for him if that was to happen. What have you made of it? I know he's been out for a couple of weeks, but what have you made of his season and the way he's been able to develop from round 1 onwards?
Yeah, I think he's developed a huge amount in this year, just from game 1 to the last game he played, in terms of just his voice around the park. He's a really soft-spoken guy. I know there was a big emphasis from him to try be more loud and aggressive on the field and really dominant. And I feel like he's grown massively in that department, which is big for a number 10, and that's a big thing for him as well. Obviously, you see like his kicking game is such an asset for us when he plays. So just continue to work on that. Yeah, but I've seen him improve a lot.
You've played in that international space before. How big of a jump up are we talking when we go up to, say, up against a Wales? And for someone like Tom, if he was to get a call up, you think he's ready to hit the ground running? Or for such a young fella, better off trying to give him as much time in the Super Rugby level as possible to really get accustomed to that standard?
I think more time's obviously beneficial, but I think no doubt he's ready. So it's just whether or not he gets picked. Obviously that's not my decision or anything like that, but experience is never a bad thing for anyone. But I'm very confident if he did get the call up, and if they put the right structure around him and stuff like that, he'll be fine. He's a tough kid, as we've seen this year, and I fully back him.
And heading over to Fiji as well, what do you expect when you head over to somewhere like that? Pretty passionate fan base as well. You're expecting a pretty parochial crowd at your back?
Yeah, I've had the pleasure, I guess, is one way to put it, of playing in Fiji, a lot throughout NRC, and it really is, an amazing atmosphere and an amazing experience, just with like the crowd and just around the town and stuff like that. How much they love the footy and how much the draw actually mean to the country. It's pretty cool. Obviously, had some up and down results, and they always play so well over there, so it'll be a tough battle for us, and I'm sure we're up for it. But yeah, it's an incredible experience to be able to play over there.
I can imagine as well the passion over there's probably gone up a notch even further after the World Cup win over the Wallabies as well. They're the sort of team where once you get them at home, you never really know what to expect when they have that sort of passion behind them.
You never know what to expect anywhere when they play, because they can just do some ridiculous things on the field. But we sort of stick to our game plan and stick to our tempo, stuff like that, and we're confident in our game plan that we can handle what they have to offer.
And since Timmy Ryan's come into the back line as well, I mean, he's scoring tries for fun just 2 weeks into his career. Does it just not surprise you with who he is as a kid, or has it surprised you a bit with just how quickly he's taken to this level?
I can't say I predicted him to score some of the tries he has scored, but yeah, you see that training. He's got some uncanny ability to like step, and I think he just keeps his speed up when he swerves and when he steps. He doesn't lose speed or momentum, and that's his real point of difference. And he's shown that at training against a few of us, unfortunately. And I'm just glad it's not me on the receiving end of some of those tries.
Is it something that you've seen quite a bit of, or is it a bit rare, someone who can just come in so young and just back their ability regardless of who the opposition is, and really just show some flair and some unpredictability like that?
Well, I haven't seen too many people in Super Rugby since I've been around that have done it, so that means he's pretty special talent, and he's done that for brothers, and I guess to be able to do it at the next level is pretty awesome.
Jock, you referenced the two JBs, John Bryant and Joe Bryle, both contenders for the back row in some part of the game.
Yeah, and I'm sure like John Bryant's been doing a great job for us off the bench, and Joey Bryle, he's been killing that training down at UQ, obviously being a heavy, so it'd be good to see him out there if he gets the nod, and we have that most confidence in either lad.
I guess last year it wasn't widely mentioned, but you carried a bit of a niggle through a part of last season. How fully fit do you feel to be playing as well as you are this year, and how much of a difference does that make with your body fully up to speed? Yeah,
compared to a lot of boys, my body's awesome, and I think everyone's playing with something, so I'm lucky at the moment that my body's feeling good. But yeah, that's all I'll say.